Yo, yo, yo. It is Friday, baby. What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Well, good morning where I'm at. Good day to you, whatever time it is for you. We made it. We made it, everybody. It is officially Friday. Congratulations. You made it. So we will continue Outlast today. I figure we will probably get Outlast finished up, and then we'll move into Outlast 1 DLC, the Whistleblower DLC. So we'll probably move into that and get a taste of what that's about. I don't know that we'll finish that today, but if we don't, then we'll finish it up tomorrow. That'll be the play. Before we move into Outlast 2. Cool. Cool. Definitely got a nice little surprise for everybody for Halloween. So be sure to tune in for the Halloween stream. Just some fun stuff gonna go on. All right. I'm not gonna give away too much. Not gonna give away too much about what the plan is there. Just some fun stuff. Hoping to make everybody laugh a little bit. Okay. But the Halloween stream on Monday should be some good times. All right. I'm guessing we'll probably be into Outlast 2 at that point. So we'll probably be playing Outlast 2. And got a little bit of some dressing up that I'm going to do for the community. Should be some good times. All right. Solid. So, before we can get into our video gaming content for today, which again will be Outlast 1 and probably a little bit of the DLC, let's get into this video gaming news segment. Let's go. Check it. Let's turn that off for a moment. This is what we were listening to this morning. Blasphemous OST. Nice little indie Metroidvania game. Very dark, ominous vibes. Very well made, by the way, also. Lots of secrets in this game. Lots of very good level design. 2D platformer. Very, very good Metroidvania game. So if you're into those kinds of titles, I would highly recommend going and checking out Blasphemous, okay? And the OST, the music that we were kind of jamming out to this morning during the intro, that was this OST. The game is amazing. Music's very good as well. All-encompassing, very good title. Go check it out, okay? Let's get into this. Let's see what we got. Okay. Just like Netflix and so many other companies, TikTok is trying to pivot into gaming. TikTok gaming push will be an enormous one. Launch expected November 2nd. We'll take a quick peek at that. We will see. We will see. Paragon, the Overprime is a revival of Epic's shutdown game. What? Oh, neat. Okay, we'll read about that. Nice. Okay. Let's take a quick look at this, okay? So, Logitech, if you're not aware, we've talked about this recently, especially in regards to anything that comes up handheld, with handheld consoles, devices, things like that, right? So, the Logitech G Cloud gaming handheld device it just released within the past month. It actually, I think within the past 3 weeks, if you want to be real specific. But this is a collaboration between Logitech and Tencent. And this is primarily a 5G gaming device. At least that is what it is touted as. That is what it is promoted as. Okay. Right there alongside the new Razer handheld gaming console. Okay. Or handheld hardware. We touched on it a little bit as it was releasing. These devices are costing similar to the baseline Steam Deck pricing, okay? If not, maybe a little bit more. And in regards to that, I was really, wondering if the fact that they're just really being touted as 5G devices and not maybe going to be quite as functional as maybe the Steam Deck is, if that was going to end up biting them a little bit. But this looks like maybe one of the first big reviews that we're going to get on this device. So let's take a quick peek and see what IGN has to say about it. Hopefully it won't come off as a promotional kind of review. It'll actually have pros and cons both listed. That's what I am going to be looking for in a review, okay? We'll see. We'll see. And we talked about both these things yesterday. So in regards to physical games dwindling in, they were specifically talking about EA releasing physical titles in Germany and that area of Europe. As well as this next article down here, Xbox price increases coming, hinted at by Microsoft. We touched on both of these in depth yesterday. If you are interested in those articles, go look at yesterday's news segment on YouTube for October 27th edition, okay? On our YouTube channel, October 27th edition of Video Gaming News has both of these in-depth articles we take a look at. TLDR, physical games, physical media for software, for gaming, everything is dying out. It's dinosaur stuff. Are there issues with that? Absolutely. Talk about DRM and the platforms that we run, our libraries off of and things like that. Most of them utilize DRM, which means that even if a game isn't necessarily a online live service type of game or has online functionality, you still need to be connected to that platform's servers to play the game, even if it is like a single player game that you already have downloaded and installed. I will push out good old games owned by CDPR does not utilize DRM. That is one of the things that sets them apart from a lot of other platforms. So, it's inevitable. It happened with movies. It happened with TV shows. Can you still get physical media? Yeah. But for the most part, people collect digital libraries. And that's the way of gaming as well. It's happened faster with PC, but it's happening with console too. And with the Xbox price increase coming, this is something that Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, came out day before yesterday and basically noted, saying there is potential for us moving forward at Xbox to have to adjust our pricing for inflation and things like that. They basically have stated that they don't want to. They are holding off until next year before they make a decision on that front. So I think for now, we don't have to worry about them doing anything price-wise, where we've already seen other companies, PlayStation, do those things. And I was really hopeful that after seeing PlayStation do these price increases, and after that, hearing Xbox go, we won't do that they would stick to their guns. But it seems like next year we'll probably see Xbox do the same thing. Again, you want in-depth details about both of those situations in those articles. Look at yesterday's news segment on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Okay. What is this? I'm probably not going to read into this article too much. What I will say is that I talked about Genshin the other day, and specifically, I hit on this fact. Genshin Impact is an incredibly well developed gotcha game. It is very, very good. And it's a great open world kind of environment. They've done a great job in this game. One of the big things that I think is incredible that they've done with this title as well is the cross-platform stuff that they have going on. You can play on mobile, you can play on PC, you can play on PlayStation. You know, you've got all these things going on with these different platforms that you can get in on. You can play on your mobile, and then once you get home, go play on your PlayStation or your PC or whatever. It's not on Xbox right now. They kind of missed out on that. It's supposed to be coming to Switch. It's been, stated that it was going to come to Switch for quite a while now, and there's still been no definitive date that's been set for that release. But the fact that it is on multiple other platforms that allows you to kind of play on the go or play at home, it's a pretty impressive thing they've done with this title. What is this? We talked about this yesterday. Yeah. So if you are not aware, okay, the original Witcher title, Witcher One, is being completely remade in Unreal Engine 5. We touched on this yesterday. Now, one of the other big things to note here is that this is being developed by Fool's Theory. Okay, Fool's Theory is developing this game. Which is the first time this CDPR, CD Projekt Red, is doing the work with a third-party developer on one of their games, right? Now, apparently, Fool's Theory actually has some former developers of CDPR in that company. So that probably makes this collaboration quite a bit easier. But it is still a pretty big thing to note there. And to be getting the original Witcher game totally remade in UE5 could be a pretty incredible thing to see. We touched on that already. That's why I'm just going to kind of leave it at that, and we'll move on. Find some other stuff. Yep. We've talked about this already as well. November's big headlining game for Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, and you're not aware, you can get free games every single month. They basically come out with a whole a collection of free games you can get every month. They also provide free content for a lot of live service games like Fall Guys or League of Legends, things like that. But they do give away free games every single month if you do have Amazon Prime. And Fallout New Vegas is one of their big titles that's headlining the titles they're giving away for November. Okay. Speaking of, let's bring up Epic real quick. Speaking of free games, let's touch real quick on what Epic's giving out right now. I love that job at Epic. What are you doing? Come on, man. Work with me. Work with me. There we go. Also, Epic doing a big Halloween sale right now, like most platforms are. Okay, so the games have switched over to new titles. You can now currently get, up until November 3rd, Saturnalia and Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. All right? These are the free titles that you will get right now on Epic. They're free games. Go get them. They're free. The only thing you need is an Epic Games account, which costs you nothing as well. You have an account, grab these games for free. It's easy. Next week, starting on November 3rd, will be Filament and Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. All right? So grab your free games. And I just hit on it. There you go. Hmm. What? Square releases first entry in Forspoken Deep Dive series? All right. I don't know. We'll take a quick peek at that, see what that's about. We've talked so much about what's going on in this whole, debacle between Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard, PlayStation trying to keep it from happening, and whether or not it's actually anti-competitive, and how Microsoft and Sony keep going back and forth and trying to make each other look bad in this scenario. I'm not going to dive into this article. We've talked enough about it. If anybody has any questions or want to know, if you haven't heard my take on it and you want to talk about it, let me know. I'll talk about it. It's fine. It's just that most people in this community have heard my take. And there's no point in me continuing to repeat myself unless anybody has a new take on it, wants to discuss it in more depth, further detail or whatever. I'm all for it. But unless prompted, I'm going to leave it where it's at right now unless we get some kind of new details on it. We read about this yesterday as well. Callisto Protocol has been canceled in Japan. Um, Specifically, it looks like due to how much excessive gore and violence is in the game. Okay, this is not the first time this has happened to a title in a country like Japan. There are a number of countries in the Eastern Hemisphere of the world, especially, that tend to be a bit more conservative when it comes to content like that, right? And Japan, there have been other titles that have had been kind of revamped for release to moderate the amount of that type of content before the country would allow it to be released in their their region or whatever. And Resident Evil's had that kind of issue in Japan, and there are other countries as well. And apparently, Callisto Protocol is just a little bit too gnarly for them. So, anybody that pre-ordered there is getting their money back. And at this point, it doesn't look like Callisto Protocol is looking at doing anything right now to push out different versions of the game for those regions in an attempt to get it released in those areas. That's what we kind of read yesterday, anyways. PlayStation's best Steam games go on sale for a limited time. Let's take a look at that. Oh, really? Oh, dude, Gotham Knights' first big patch removes De Novo. Oh, dude, De Novo. Wow. Yeah, let's read about this. De Novo's, if you're not aware, like a software that a lot of developers will use for to combat like or to combat piracy and things like that. So it's like anti-piracy software, but it ends up causing it quite often historically causes a lot of issues in the games that it's incorporated in. Let's take a look and see what's going on there. Pivot to our other search real quick. Wait, what? What is this? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 fans can't believe they have to play in fair matches. Criticizing game skill-based matchmaking? What? Why? God. Worried about that. I give my take on it too. I hate seeing articles like this. Titles like this are so misleading. And by the way, like we see stuff in this news section all the time that blame video games for all kinds of crap that video games shouldn't be blamed for. This says gaming makes you racist and right wing. Look, is there the potential for a developer, any developer, to create software that could be trying to skew people into believing their specific agenda or ideals or beliefs or views or whatever? For sure. Because you know what? That's what people do. Whether it be the news or, um, any kind of like literary work. People do it with anything, man. They'll try to push their views and beliefs on other people in any kind of you know, piece of work that they can get out there in front of the eyes of other people. Okay, what it takes is for people to be smart enough to take a look at what they're being immersed in and go, that doesn't seem right. To have a good ethical and moral base in themselves, to take a look at that content they're being exposed to and go, that's crap. You know what I mean? So, to have a very vague and broad title that's going, gaming's going to make you racist and right wing. This is a crap title. This makes it sound like any kind of video gaming you partake in is going to make you a racist, right-wing individual. It is not correct. It's like the stuff we just saw that came out that was about you shouldn't let basically it was making it sound like you shouldn't let any kids play video games because it could basically give them a heart attack. It was basically the way it made it sound. When dude, life can give anybody a heart attack that has any kind of underlying heart issue that hasn't been addressed or diagnosed by a healthcare professional. You know what I mean? This is the kind of crap that people have to be able to sift their way through and go, this is stupid. This is crap. People need to be able to sift their way through this kind of stuff, whether it be looking up news on the internet or getting fed news in a a video feed or on TV or what have you, and going not just taking everything that's fed to you information wise and just ingesting it as fact. You know what I mean? This is one of the things I'm really trying to get people to understand, is that you need to be able to think critically about some of the stuff that's being fed to you and go, that doesn't seem right. You know, is it possible? Absolutely. Because that's what people are going to do with any kind of, content they can create, try to drive the narrative that they want you to believe. And, but it's on people individually to sift through it and understand what, should be taken as truth and what should maybe be researched a bit further to understand if that's actually some truth behind it or not, Mauls me out. This will be our last page, and we'll just dive into these articles, okay? I don't think this is going to show us anything else. No. We keep seeing stuff pop up about the Fallout show right now. Amazon's creating, but it's literally just this one image right here that they've given everybody. So there's not a whole lot going on with it. Looks like Netflix has a new Sonic show coming out. I'm not going to dive into that. It's not necessarily gaming news. It's an adaptation of a video game. Netflix is turning into a show. If it was coinciding with, a specific game for them or something like that, I would dive into it. And we do know that Sonic Frontiers is coming out. Soup? No soup for you, dude. Thank you, bro. What's up, guys? What's up? No soup for you, Syke. No, you can have all the soup you want, dude. You can have all the soup you want. So, we know Sonic Frontiers is coming out. I think it just went gold, actually. It's coming out within the next couple of weeks. So, that might be why this released right now. Or is releasing. Oh, I'm good, brother. I'm good. I got some news. I'll hit on it again. I hit on it at the beginning of the news segment. But I'll touch on it again before we end, okay? PlayStation London studio developing its most ambitious, what is this? Title to date. Okay, take a look. That's not what I wanted. One second. Okay. Happy Friday, guys. Woo, it's Friday. Got that team fight too. Dude, you've been in a TF or team fight. Fortress 2, dude. You've been all up in that here lately, huh? Looks like a DVD comic book has been announced. That's cool. Discord has added a Netflix bot for watch parties? Have to catch up, word. Oh, that's interesting, dude. Yo, we might have to have some like Discord watch parties to like watch some shows like The Witcher and stuff. Like new season of The Witcher, things like that. What do you guys think? I wonder how that would work. Well, let's take a quick look at that. Gamers are trash. That's all this article. That's all the title of this article is. Gamers are trash. Well played, sir. Yeah, I think you do. Yeah, dude. Oh, bro. I'm not gonna disagree. Let's get into this, dude. Oh man, Discord adds Netflix bot for watch parties. Discord users who use the platform for more than just playing games now have a new tool for to coordinate watch parties for different Netflix shows and movies. Netflix and Discord announced this week that a bot for the former is now available on the social platform, with Discord users now available to add a Hey Netflix bot to their servers. The bot also creates a safe haven for discussions via a new thread to keep spoilers away from those who aren't taking part in the watch parties. Yeah, psych, yeah. Yeah. To get started, you'll have to add the bot to your Discord server, which can be done by visiting Discord's app directory. There you'll find Hey Netflix, which can be summoned with the Hey Netflix command. It's an official app intended to help users discover new shows and movies to watch and discuss together. So if you've been using a different solution to do so previously, you'll now have a more streamlined option. Over in the app directory, a how-to explained what these steps outlined in the video below look like in action. As mentioned in the instructions for the new bot, those who are taking part in the votes will have to specify what region they're in. So those with cross-regional servers may find that some content they want to watch isn't available for everyone. Yeah, this new Discord bot is the latest in a string of several helpful changes that add new features to the platform. It would also seem that Discord is imminently coming to the PlayStation platform too, but that remains to be seen at this time. Huh. Yeah, Wix fault. Yeah. Yeah. Smoothie trash. So how the bot works, you summon the bot with slash command, hey Netflix. Vote on whether you want to watch a film or series. Everyone inputs what country they're in so we can find a title available for everyone. Select from the 4 recommended titles or refine for 4 more. Watch and discuss together in a new private chat channel so you don't spoil it for others. That's kind of wild, dude. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. PlayStation London studio developing its most ambitious title to date. The in-house engine of the studio has been quote, designed to take full advantage of the PS5. PlayStation London Studio has played a big part in enhancing virtual reality technology for video games. While all its virtual worlds did not accumulate the same levels of success, projects like London Heist and Blood and Truth are among its most well-famed titles. The studio went on to achieve stardom because of its achievements. PlayStation London Studio has been long rumored to be working on its next major project. Earlier in May 2022, job listings gave us subtle hints, revealing the studio was brewing a fantasy-esque title with diverse and compelling characters. Now official particulars have finally been unveiled by the alluring team of developers. Looks like it's developing an online co-op combat game set in a fantasy modern London setting. The co-op action title is being built for the PS5 using in-house Soho engine. Break from the usual VR projects created by the team. Disclosed a teaser image during the interview. PlayStation London Studio has shed light on its new project in early development, revealing all the juicy details we have been dying to hear. Co-studio heads of the studio, Stuart and Tara, appeared in an interview to discuss the anticipated details. Yeah. Tara cites the prospect of the title, quote, our next project is an online co-op combat game, which, as you can see here, is set in a modern fantasy London. The key thing about this is that it's a PS5 title. It's not a VR game like our last title was. And it's our most ambitious project to date. Huh. It's a pretty fine tell. You know what I mean? The teaser image gives us early glimpses of the art style chosen by the PS London studio. Moreover, it features the modern London setting hinted at by the team. We can see our main character making a stylistic pose, goblin-like monsters, and, well, a giant dragon occupying half the image. A lot of wonder and magic. The Soho engine is an engine that we've rebuilt from the ground up for this generation of hardware and the needs of the game we're creating. The engine will wholly complement the new title and its platform, the PS5. It's been designed to take full advantage of the PS5. We may not hear anything for a while, as the title might remain dormant for years until the studio's vision is fully realized. Okay. Well, that's they speculated that it could be a co-op experience like Destiny or The Division, but that's just some serious speculation there. So interesting. We'll see. PlayStation's best Steam games go on sale for limited time. A handful of the best PlayStation games that have been released on PC in recent years are now sizably discounted on Steam. Over the course of 2022, Sony has made a greater initiative than ever before to bring titles like God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Uncharted 4, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure to PC. And while these PC releases don't look like they're going to slow down at any point soon, Steam has now discounted some of the biggest PlayStation games we've seen on the platform until this point. As of this writing, 4 popular games that have been published by PlayStation on PC have received notable discounts. These sales range from 20% off all the way to 75%. Unfortunately, not every PlayStation title that is purchased on Steam has been included in this promotion, but likely the 2 biggest releases have been. Specifically, God of War has now been discounted to $40, while Marvel's Spider-Man, which only launched on PC a little over a month ago, has been cut to $48. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Dude, didn't I buy God of War for $40 when it first ported to PC? Isn't that what I bought it for? Am I crazy? Dude, am I tripping? Was it 50? It might have been 50, but I thought it was 40. even if it was 50, that's only $10 off. Dude. And bro, that game it came out in 2018, dude. And Ragnarok's about to release. Come on, man. Also, Marvel's Spider-Man. Yeah, it launched on PC a little over a month ago. Oh, sorry. Yeah, give me just a second, dude. Let me get that for you. Let me get that for you, bro. Uh, so Spider-Man, which is also like 4 to 5 years old at this point. Yeah, it just released on PC, but the game is still 4 to 5 years old. But weren't they selling that for $70? Was it 60 or 70? They were selling that for either 60 or $70 when it first ported over. So I guess that's better, but I don't know, dude. As for the other two games that have been put on sale via Steam, they happen to include Days Gone and Helldivers. Days Gone is now retailing for only $20, which is a discount of 60% from its usual price. Lastly, Helldivers has seen its price lowered by 75% and is now a mere $5. As mentioned, Sony is only going to continue to bring more games to PC and Steam over time, so we'll surely see more sales of this nature in the future. In fact, Sackboy: A Big Adventure just happened to release on Steam today and follows last week's launch of Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales will also be ending 2022 on a high note for PlayStation when it comes to PC next month on November 18th. Are you going to look to snag any of these PlayStation games on Steam now that they've been marked down by 2 to 3%? Even though they're 5 years old. Sackboy's only going to cost $80, so go grab that one. Great job, PlayStation. Just keep killing it, guys. Doing great. You're doing great. Gotham Knights' first big patch removes de novo. No performance improvements yet. Big surprise. Uh, Gotham Knights has arrived with, well, a bit of a whimper. The spin-off of the Arkham series, which cast you as 4 of Batman's sidekicks in the aftermath of the Dark Knight's apparent demise, is just generally underwhelming, but that certainly wasn't helped by a bunch of ongoing performance issues on PC. The first patch for the game has arrived, which does not address these, but makes a bunch of tweaks and, for reasons unknown, removes de novo, the anti-piracy tech beloved of gamers everywhere. This is /S right here. I can't believe they didn't put a /S behind this, right? This is what I said when we pulled this article up earlier. De novo is anti-piracy software. It is used by a lot of developers on the release of their games to try and prevent piracy. It also creates a slew of issues almost always for the software, for the game. This seems odd, but is something we've seen before with other titles which launch running de novo or one of the equivalents, then gets rid of it once the initial sales period has passed because the software wrecks stuff, dude. Other fixes include graphical glitches, control issues, and rather amazingly, invincible enemies playing a meditating animation will no longer appear in crimes. I mean, I'd have loved to have seen that. Might have improved the experience. Oh, for real? Nice, gamer. Cool. Awesome. Yo, random mode time. Yo, thanks for letting me know, dude. Maybe we'll try to bring it up. Sorry, go again. Yo, look at me and Gamer. Oh, that's Pinky and Gamer. Pinky and Gamer. Look at you guys. Nice. Psych, bro. Pink Mercy, dude. Look, Pink Mercy. Yo, Pinky, we found you a new emote, dude. Pink Mercy, bro. Gamer. right. Sorry, dude. Sorry, bro. All right. Yeah, let's see if I can pull up the. We'll pull both those up. Thanks, gamer. We'll take a quick peek, man. See what they got. So the full patch notes for Gotham Knights, right? That's what we were talking about. First, the patch notes for Gotham Knights, apart from getting rid of Denuvo, is invincible. Yeah, the invincible enemies things we talked about. Various UI issue fixes, fixed issues caused by graphical settings not being applied properly. Various localization fixes, fixed various keyboard mouse specific input issues. Co-op fixed an issue that was preventing being able to join friends through invites. That's significant. Stability. Various crash fixes throughout the title, most notably during the Star Labs Free the Scientist fight and the Harley Quinn hospital boss fight. Fixed an AMD-specific crash related to shadows. Known issues. There may be some compatibility issues with NVIDIA Ansel that we are still investigating for this patch. In regards to the performance issues, the official account says only that, quote, the team is hard at work on a larger patch to improve performance overall and give you the best possible experience. There's more to come from Gotham Knights, with the big promise being the arrival of 4-player co-op at some point. Whether that's capable of saving this version of Gotham is a cliffhanger that we can probably already guess at the answer to. Yeah, I think so. I think that the big consensus for this title is that they missed the mark. Unfortunately, it's getting kind of bashed. Feels bad. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 fans can't believe they have to play in fair matches. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 drops on October 28th. That's today. Modern Warfare 2 drops today. 1 second, guys. Now, again, people that pre-ordered the game have been able to play the campaign for roughly a week already, I think, around that amount of time. But full release today means PvP starts, all that stuff. Though, if you pre-ordered it, you likely already gotten some time with the campaign, but ahead of the game's full release, which will give folks access to the multiplayer component, some are decrying the game's skill-based matchmaking. Modern Warfare 2 is Infinity Ward's latest entry in the Call of Duty franchise, a reboot of 2009's eponymous title and a direct sequel to 2019's reboot Modern Warfare. This new shooter sees you hunting down various high-profile military ops to prevent global catastrophe by shooting them in the face. It's a solid game with some impressive visuals. The Kotaku staff writer Claire Jackson said gets pretty sluggish after a boring start. Although there are some problematic elements in the game's campaign, that isn't what has the community riled up. Nah, not even out yet multiplayer component. Popular streamer Tim the Tatman is at the center of the discourse around Modern Warfare 2 and skill-based matchmaking. In an October 23rd video, he said that while he'll be here when the game launches in full this weekend, he'll only stream the game for a day. He'll still grind it off stream for the camos, but clarified he can't stream MW2. The reason? Skill-based matchmaking apparently sucks the enjoyment out of the multiplayer experience because he's playing against highly skilled players that body him, and he isn't having fun with the established meta and the good guns folks regularly use. His solution? Create 2 separate playlists, a quick play, one not based around SBMM, and a ranked one that is. That's what most games do. He's not wrong. If SBMM wasn't a thing, I would stream multiplayer, he said. SBMM, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, man, is, I dare to say, killing video games. Look, I actually am a fan of... yeah, Pinky. Look, man, I am a fan of games, competitive games, having like the ranked-based component to it, skill-based matchmaking. I think it's good. I think it's good. And I think a lot of it depends on how a game's developed, you know? If you're playing a game where especially like a loot and shooter or something where you can grind gear, you can get more powerful stuff. I think there needs to be some kind of ranked based system to where, because there is going to be a skew to it. You're going to have people that have more powerful stuff. They're going to be able to do better in PvP and things like that. So I think there is a place for ranked based matchmaking. But I think that there also absolutely needs to be the option for just quick play. And you'll see it in a lot of games. A lot of games that have competitive, and it doesn't even need to be an FPS kind of game. Anything that is live service competitive, a lot of times you'll see that. They'll have a ranked based, and then they'll also have a just quick play, where it doesn't matter what your rank is. You just get in there and hit the action, you know? And I think that Tim's actually on point here. Not everybody wants to be involved in the rank-based stuff. But I do think there are certain games in the way that they're developed that, you know, SBMM plays a big part in also needing to be incorporated. Skill-based matchmaking is exactly what it sounds like. It's a feature usually employed in multiplayer games that pairs you with other players around your skill level. Only level 10 months after a game launch, but still want to check out the multiplayer component? No problem. SBMM should, heavy emphasis on the should here, match you with other folks that are also level 10. Getting better at the game and leveling up at a rapid clip, the game's SBMM should, again, with heavy emphasis on the word should, recognize this progression, placing you with others that are equally improving their skills. It doesn't always work out this way, but that's the general idea behind the methodology. However, much like Tim the Tat Man, folks online aren't and haven't been for a minute now too happy with the feature's implementation in competitive games. A cursory glance at Twitter pulls up multiple people decrying skill-based matchmaking. Some have brought up how competitive shooters back in the day, such as Halo 2, apparently didn't have SBMM and were still great fun. A former Halo designer was quick to counter that point, though. Others have said they straight up hate the feature. A few, like gaming collective FaZe Clan, have questioned whether skill-based matchmaking belongs in Call of Duty games at all. Most seem to agree, however, that SBMM is ruining the game for them in some capacity. But of course, SBMM has been in games for a long while now. Kotaku reached out to Activision and Tim for comment. Some irony to the complaints here. If one player has hit prestige, frequently ending matches with some insane kill-death ratio, they should obviously be placed with other equally dominating players. They shouldn't be given the opportunity to jump into non-skill-based lobbies to crush folks still learning the ropes. Absolutely. It's like a heavyweight boxer packing a ton of muscle, taking on a lightweight half their size. I mean, come on. Clearly an unfair advantage. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? Like Twitter user Head Falls Off aptly asked, in response to the dizzying SBMM discourse, what would Goku think? Well, I think he'd be pretty disappointed. Yeah, look, there are a lot of people that do just want to go crush. They don't want to be, they don't want competition. They don't want to have somebody at their, they don't want to play people at their level. They want to crush noobs. You know what I mean? Picky. They want to go, you know, just slam on people that don't have the same skill level. Side nice, dude. Like no one ever was. Bum, 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 bum. And look, I get it, dude. I understand. A lot of what these games are for a lot of people are like a stress reliever and stuff, right? If you put enough time in the game where you get decent at it, what you'll do is hop into games from time to time, matches from time to time, just to go like throttle people, and it feels good, dude. You know, I get that, I understand that, but I do think that, especially in games where it feels like the game is developed in a way that whether it be looting more powerful equipment or unlocking more powerful equipment or components or whatever to give you an advantage, or even just, I think especially in those scenarios, but even to the extent of getting people that just play enough that they get to a very, very high skill level, allowing people the option of either one is what needs to be done. To Bo, what's up? Happy Friday, buddy. I think that's where it needs to be. People need to have the option of, and it goes both ways. You guys are wild, dude. For the people that play the game often and have a high skill level and just want to go crush, they can go jump in casual. You know what I mean? But for those high skill level players that actually want to be competitive, they can go jump in SBMN. And vice versa. If somebody, at a lower skill level that just start playing the game is, just wanting to play casual, but they're starting to feel like they're getting, they're not able to increase their skill level because when they're getting in casual, they're just getting crushed all the time. They should be able to go jump in SBMM and play with people more on their level. You know what I mean? You guys are wild, bro. So, look, I think Tim's right. But I think people that just don't want SBMM at all, I think that's wrong. You don't have to partake in it, but I think developers need to have both options. That's the big thing. Java. Square Enix releases first entry in Forspoken Deep Dive series. Today, fans are getting a great glimpse into some key elements of Forspoken's gameplay with magic parkour. This entry will be the first of 3, so lots more info and footage is on the way. Check out all the parkour and magic fun down below. Forspoken's been one of those games that's been getting memed out for this character talking to themselves and stuff like that. What is this? Age restricted. What? Why?
When she is mysteriously transported from the concrete jungle of New York to the mystical land of Athia, Frey Holland soon discovers that she has new magical powers and abilities. Among them are magic.
This game has been delayed twice now. Am I wrong?
Traverse Athia's treacherous.
I think this game has been delayed twice now. It was originally supposed to come out in March, I think, of 2022. Then it was supposed to come out this month, I think. And then it got delayed to early next year. Or
performing more complex
the end of the fiscal year, which would be the end of March 2023.
Also learn how to sustain her stamina. When deploying magic parkour abilities, her stamina is slowly depleted, limiting how much of her powers she can use. Certain magic parkour abilities can aid with stamina management. The rush ability, for example, not only allows
parkour,
to flow even faster by unleashing a burst of concentrated energy,
super mature content, dude. I don't know if I can handle this, guys.
With shimmy skill,
it's actually making me sick.
By kicking
I got the parkour is just too adult. Oh god.
Without using stamina. Completing spellcraft challenges also lets Frey upgrade her magic parkour skills, reducing her stamina consumption.
Insane, bro.
Or giving her a much faster
parkour, dude.
Mastering these
way too mature
is key to ensuring that Frey always has her powers ready when needed. Defying the force of gravity, Frey can learn how to float. This ability softens any fall, allowing her to safely land from extreme heights. Frey can also travel across Athia's rivers or lakes by skimming across the surface with her glide ability.
What?
Frey's parkour skills are useful not just for traversal, but also as defensive maneuvers. A well-timed zip unleashes a magical tether, letting Frey grab on to certain objects and pull herself out of harm's way.
Parkour is not safe for work, yeah.
This power also lets Frey access locations
I don't think,
beyond her reach. Athia is filled with towering structures and land masses, which
honestly,
Frey must
that
overcome.
character doesn't look
With Soar,
white
she can
or,
kick off
or black to
surfaces
me, dude.
and traverse vertical heights with multiple leaps in quick succession. Phantom footholds can also be created using scale, allowing Frey to ascend to the greatest heights. Scale is also an important part of Frey's defensive arsenal, letting her deftly maneuver around Athia's most dangerous beasts.
Wait, what is this?
Upon
What is this?
mastering these parkour abilities, Frey can combine them with her magical combat skills, transform into a formidable force capable of taking on the endless threats in this beautiful yet deadly
Bandword, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm down. Let's go. They're color fluid, yeah. See, I don't know. Definitely not white.
All right, here we go. Let's watch it.
Oh, wait, what? No, stop, dude. What is this? Autoplay? I thought I had autoplay off, dude. Dumb. Weird. She could be black. I don't know. I don't even know. How do we even get into that? Why was that a mature? Oh yeah. Why was that even a mature? You shall not be named. Why was that even a mature video? Like what? I don't understand. Is water illegal now or something? Is parkouring illegal? What's happening, dude? Weird. This world is so. Stop treating dude. Dude, Pinky, bro. Oh man. All right, here we go, guys. The you know what? You're probably not wrong, Sight. Yeah, but it didn't show anything like that in the video, Tabo. Yeah. I didn't see it though, or at least God, you guys are tearing me up, dude. Logitech G Cloud gaming handheld review. An ambitious piece of hardware with hardly anything to show. When Logitech unveiled, oh yeah, this is what I was worried about. So again, look, man, we've had more handheld consoles being pushed out, right? God, you guys. So, like, the Logitech G Cloud is in collaboration with Tencent, and then you've also got the Razer. What do they call theirs? Razer came out with a handheld as well, right around the same time. They're fairly new. No. Yeah, no. I can. I can. Well, how did it even pivot into that? What the crap? Cheese to vote. There you go. That's fine. That's fine. Eggplant emoji, dude. These things are being touted as like 5G like handheld devices, right? When Logitech unveiled the G Cloud gaming handheld last month, it turned a fair number of heads, including my own. The idea of a dedicated cloud gaming device is definitely an appealing prospect. Having access to potentially thousands of high-quality games on demand without needing to wait for downloads, updates, or worry about storage is clearly the future we're heading towards. The cloud gaming landscape is still a messy one in 2022. Xbox Game Pass continues to grow its subscriber base and expand to new platforms like VR, while other cloud services like Google Stadia threw in the towel after only a few short years. This puts the Logitech G Cloud in an interesting position. It sits somewhere between streaming games to a mobile device with a dedicated controller and something with far more capability and power like the Steam Deck. However, a limited number of supported cloud services and steep price for entry make the G Cloud feel more like a proof of concept than a true competitor. At its core, the G Cloud is a 7-inch Android tablet built in a custom hardware shell that features everything you'd expect on a modern gaming controller, including dual analog sticks, a D-pad, 4 face buttons, bumpers, and triggers, as well as option buttons, a home button, and what Logitech calls the G button. For all those people that, haven't been able to sign, I knew it was coming. All those people that haven't been able to hit that G button before, you just got to go grab that G Cloud, that Logitech G Cloud device. And that's where it's been, There's your G button. It does not exist. Oh my god, bro. I can't believe it, dude. Internally, the G Cloud features a Qualcomm Snapdragon 720G, a nearly 3-year-old mid-range 8-core processor designed for efficiency over power. Since most of the heavy lifting is done server-side for G Cloud gaming, this isn't too big of an issue. However, if you plan to download and play games locally from the Google Play Store, don't expect cutting-edge performance. It also has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of flash storage, with the option to expand that further via a micro SD card. Yeah, dude. The 7-inch LCD display. What's funny is I knew upon reading that, I already knew what was coming, dude. The 7-inch LCD display features 450 nits of brightness and IPS technology for good viewing angles. It boasts a 1080p resolution, so high def, right, with a 60 hertz refresh rate. Okay. Honestly, is more than enough for cloud gaming. Yeah, the display also supports multi-touch, so typing on the on-screen keyboard isn't such an egregious experience, and it allows you to navigate menus with a finger if you prefer. Some apps don't recognize the built-in controls anyhow, so touch is your only option in those cases. Since most of your gaming time will likely be spent streaming games as opposed to running them locally, you can expect to get roughly 12 hours of battery life from the 6,000... Dude, I can't remember what MAH stands for right now, but internal battery. During my experience, I found this to be pretty darn accurate, with its decreasing about 5 to 10% for each hour of play using Xbox Cloud streaming app. Even better, it supports fast charging 3.0 via the USB-C port on the bottom, allowing you to charge from 0 to 100% in just 2.5 hours. The G Cloud also claims to have around 830 hours of standby time, but that number may vary depending on how you use it. I let the handheld idle for about a week without use, came back to it completely drained. However, while using it regularly, I found it to have virtually no battery drain in between sessions, so long as I remembered to close any apps after use. Hey, what? Oh. The G Cloud supports the somewhat dated Wi-Fi 5 standard and can connect to both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz networks. While not supporting Wi-Fi 6 feels like a bit of a miss in 2022 given its increase in both speed and overall efficiency, the vast majority of home networks would also need to be updated to really see any benefit. There's also no internal 5G radio, so taking the Logitech G Cloud on the go will require connecting to a mobile hotspot or finding Wi-Fi somewhere in order to play. This is probably its biggest caveat. Yeah. Designed for a future we're not quite ready for in terms of infrastructure and accessibility. Without Wi-Fi, the G Cloud amounts to nothing more than a pretty paperweight, unless you plan to use it for Android mobile games. It's got 3D gyroscope and haptic feedback. Set of stereo speakers, headphone jack, USB-C port for charging. Also supports USB-C digital headphones for audio. Got Bluetooth headphones, supports Bluetooth headphones. Has a stereo microphone built in. What's a hotspot in that context? Basically, like if you were like on an island and you know there was a volcano, that would be a hotspot on that island. Just because it's hot. If it's an active volcano, I guess. A hotspot, dude, is yeah, dude, I was totally trolling you, bro. Yeah, I was trolling you, bro. So where was it talking about it at? Let me reference it. Negative. That's not correct. Yeah. So like a mobile hotspot, you can get like if you go through a like a mobile provider, right? Mobile providers quite often you can get these little like devices that will send out a like a mobile signal or whatever, or they're quite often referred to as like hotspots. I think that's what they're referring to. You can go through mobile providers and you can get these devices that just basically use a like what your phone would use, right? To just go through 5G, right? Your 5G signal, and it uses that device takes the 5G signal and turns it broadcasts it out as like a connection for your devices, right? So you can actually like go through a mobile provider, like whoever, and usually they'll have those for you, and it's just like a little device that you set up for yourself and you can take along with you, and as long as there's some kind of mobile connection in that area for that, well, yeah, then you can wait, why 5G gives code? Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you're a true flat earther, then you don't have to worry about COVID, right? So, yeah, dude. So I think that's what they're referring to there as hotspot, dude. So it's basically what you would think of it as is like a mobile wireless router. Dude, guys, Pinky is joking. Dude, you gotta like slash S in there or something, dude. You can't be putting stuff like that in chat, dude, with no like kappa. Dude, and Pinky, the kappa master, no kappa in there or anything, no slash S, dude. Do not drink bleach. Anybody that is watching this now or later, do not drink bleach, okay? God dang. I'm gonna get in trouble, dude. Thank you, Timo. God dang, dude. Oh my god, man. What a day. So the G Cloud ships with Android 11 for its OS, and odd choice given Android 13 was just released. You can use the G Cloud in tablet mode to enable a full Android 11 tablet experience. It's recommended to play in handheld mode. Overlays a dedicated launcher akin to the Switch. Home screen, including a series of tiles cascading horizontally in order of most recent use to give it more of a console feel. Booting it up for the first time required configuring the device with my Google account before being offered the option of booting into the aforementioned handheld or tablet modes. Comes preloaded with Xbox Cloud Streaming Beta and NVIDIA GeForce Now apps, the two most prominent cloud streaming, cloud gaming platforms right now, right? As well as the standard Xbox and Steam Link apps for streaming locally. In addition to the 4 gaming options, you'll also find a standard pre-installed suite of Google apps such as Chrome, Calendar, Contacts, Maps, etc., all of which, unfortunately, cannot be removed from the device. Really? Yet. Somebody will figure it out. Somebody will figure it out. Oh, God, you guys, stop, dude. Oh, man. With the Google Play Store availability, you can download just about any other app you might possibly want, such as Netflix, Disney Plus, or the near endless stream of Android shovelware games. However, despite being marketed as a cloud streaming device, apps such as PlayStation Remote Play and Amazon Luna didn't recognize the built-in controller and only offered the option to use touchscreen controls or pair a separate Bluetooth controller for gaming. Hard to say if any additional cloud or local game streaming apps will be supported in the future, but currently you're stuck with the aforementioned above. Even with the included apps, there doesn't seem to be any deep integration from Logitech to make it feel like those experiences were tailored around this unique device. For instance, the Xbox Cloud Streaming app that comes pre-installed on the G Cloud is actually just a shortcut to the browser version accessible via xbox.com/play. While another totally separate Xbox Game Pass app is available through the Google Play Store, albeit with a slightly different user interface designed around the mobile devices. Clicking any of the links at the bottom of the page will effectively break the app. Since there's no back button, you'll have to either close the app and relaunch it or manually navigate through Microsoft's website back to the Xbox Cloud Streaming Beta page. The NVIDIA GeForce Now app wasn't much better either. Upon launching it and signing in with my NVIDIA account, I was told I didn't have a subscription, and it kicks me back to the login screen without any option to sign up or try the service for free. Instead, I had to go to the NVIDIA website and sign up there, return to the G Cloud, sign back in before I could start gaming. For a device designed around spontaneity, it sure feels like you have to jump through a lot of hoops to actually get to your games. Although the G Cloud is primarily made out of plastic, it feels rigid and well built. Controls feel great too. Comfortable thumbsticks, clicky D-pad, responsive face buttons. Triggers are a bit wider and shallower than what you'd find on a traditional gamepad, but they are analog and thus give more control over your speed in a game like Forza. Only issue with controls is how close the A button is to the right analog stick, since the analog stick sits directly below the A button with about a half-inch clearance. So you're going to end up fat hitting the stick. Yep. None of the games downloaded from Google Play, such as Apex Legends and Call of Duty Mobile, recognize the built-in gamepad, meaning you are regulated to touch controls, which aren't very practical given the width of the device. 7-inch screen, right? Wait, what? Oh. I understand this is the cloud-first device, but limiting the local options to touchscreen only further reduces the usefulness of it when outside of the area with a Wi-Fi connection. Absolutely. People leave? Dude, hold up. Yeah, right. My bad. Nice, dude. Yo, again, if you guys find other 7TV emotes that you want me to add in, we have tons of space for more. You just need to let me know. Another issue, although inability to remove any of the pre-installed Google apps. We talked about it. Somebody will figure that out. Verdict. Here we go. The Logitech G Cloud promises the ability to stream games either via the cloud or locally from a handful of devices. And it does that well. However, the barrier to entry is quite high. Not only does it demand a steep $350 price tag when compared to other alternatives, it also requires that you potentially shell out for additional subscription services to take full advantage of cloud streaming and ensure that you have fast enough internet to enjoy it all. Add in the lack of support for other remote play services and downloadable games, and it seems like the Logitech G Cloud isn't quite ready for prime time. This is kind of what I was expecting out of this device. Yeah, I mean, we have a good amount right now. I just you need to know what you guys want. Yeah. So this is kind of what look, and this is what I was saying all along. You're talking about a $350 price tag for this device, and that's like what you pay for the base model of a Steam Deck, right?
Hacker man, he's the most powerful hacker of all time.
So, I don't know. I wasn't actually expecting a whole lot out of this device. It does seem like there's a lot of quirky stuff about it. It doesn't seem real intuitive for a lot of things that people are going to want to use it for. Especially when you see something like the Steam Deck and how nice it is for the user. There are a lot of things you can get done on it. You know, and we'll see what Logitech is able to do moving forward in supporting this device, putting out updates, see if they make it more user-friendly, things like that. But honestly, man, I just I'm not real hopeful. In regards to spending the same price for a base model Steam Deck just seems like a really, really good device. While they are kind of touted as different purposes, you know what I mean? This doesn't seem like, again, unless you're going somewhere where you're going to have a nice Wi-Fi connection, or you're going to have a hotspot somewhere, you're not going to get a whole lot of use out of it probably. So, I don't know. It's good to see a review, and this is a very thorough review, so much appreciated. Shout out to Matt Adler from IGN for the great review here. This is what I was hopeful for. I was hopeful for a review that would both point out some of the pros and cons of the device, rather than just be kind of like a promotional thing, and that's what we got. So, very nice, very nice. All right, here we go, guys. We knew TikTok was pivoting into gaming, just like companies like Netflix, stuff like that, right? But here we go. Yeah, the hacker mans for sure. TikTok gaming push will be an enormous one. Launch expected on November 2nd. So TikTok is expanding its partnership with Zynga to offer HTML5-based games. The company tested these games with TikTok users in Vietnam. Next week, the gaming push is coming. According to a Financial Times report, TikTok is expecting to make a major gaming announcement early next week. Users will be able to access the games via a button on the homepage of what is one of the world's most popular video apps. It will feature a host of mobile games where ads can be served and users can pay for additional content, according to 4 people familiar with the plans. Now, note the big difference here. So, in regards to what you're going to get out of the TikTok apps, and I'm not surprised, but there is a difference. Ads can be served, will be served. I should say will be served. You will get ads in your games, right? Oh, hey, Tinwin, thanks, buddy. What's up, man? And they will have monetization in these games. You will not find either one of these things inside what Netflix is doing. Now, In order to play Netflix's games, you have to be a subscriber to their service, though, right? So there's differences in both of these companies that are trying to pivot so hard into the gaming industry. Whether either one will be very successful, time will tell. But there are differences here, right? Netflix, if you're a subscriber, no ads, no monetization in their games. You just play any game you want on their app as a subscriber. TikTok, get ready for all the ads, get ready for all the monetization in game, all that stuff, right? But you just have to have their app to access the games. Yeah, Tinwin, thanks, buddy. Yeah, you guys, so should be on Steam, right? Let me pull it up real quick, dude. Real quick. Chill. So much stuff. Just shut up. So V Rising, does it start today? Yeah, today releasing this. So the DLC starts today, and it has to be claimed before November 7th for V Rising, which it gives you access to all kinds of like Halloween themed stuff for your buildings and things like that. And they're doing a free weekend for it this weekend as well. They had announced that anyways. It doesn't. I'm not seeing it free right now. But it might start sometime today. That's usually the way it works, something like that. But we'll try to take a look and see exactly when it goes free. But yeah, do know that. Note that. Here, I'll just put the link in chat for all this. Where's their news at? Oh God, wrong one, dude. Don't do that. Shut up, dude. No, Pinky. Yeah, that's the way it feels, right? Free weekend, yeah, right here, right? So, Halloween free weekend, October 28th through November 1st. It doesn't show up as free right now, so it probably is going to start at a specific time today to go free. But V Rising is going to start being free this weekend, all the way through the 1st. And they have a like limited time DLC pack that you can grab. So don't forget, give it a try. This game's supposed to be very cool. So check it out, okay? Here we go. Thanks, Tinwin. Thanks. Sorry. Let's see here. Expected that the company, TikTok, will officially announce the move at a special event on November 2nd, dubbed TikTok Made Me Play It. Gaming companies EA, 2K, VNG Corp, NetEase Games, and Homa are all said to be sending speakers. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Look, man, I mean, we talk about this stuff a lot, and especially with all these different companies that are pivoting into gaming. If you have a name to build off of and you've got the capital to invest in it, such a venture, then you've got kind of a easier segue into that, the gaming industry than others might, but it doesn't mean you're going to be successful, right? Not Paragon necessarily, but yeah. So the Overprime, a revival of Paragon. So I saw this morning. I was like, oh, this is kind of wild. So let's see what this is. When Fortnite took the world by storm, Epic Games had shut down Paragon, its action MOBA. Now, years later, the game is seeing a revival. Paragon, the Overprime, how you can be a part of its global final test. Let's watch this real quick. Understandable, Tinwin, yeah. Cool. Happy Friday, buddy. Happy Friday, Tinwin. Sorry. Okay, so the test will start on November 9th at 10 o'clock p.m. PST and will run until November. So apparently we're running backwards in time. This is the wildest game to have been released yet. It is going to literally start on the 9th and move time backwards to the 6th. For this test. We've never seen anything like this, guys. This is insane. I don't know if anybody's actually ready for this. You know what I mean? The future is now. Yeah, apparently. Or the past is the future? I can't. It hurts my head. I think the test is supposed to start on November 6th and will run until November 9th. I think they screwed it up. Players who want to take part in the global final test have to do the following steps as seen here. Look, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in chat so you can start taking a look if you want. Go to your social media platform of choice. Create a post about how excited you are for the final test. Be sure to include the final test poster and a Steam or Epic Games Store URL. Take a screenshot of your social media post and share it on the channel. When is the final test event of the official Discord along with your Steam or Epic Games account ID? Other than access to the global final beta, 100 participants will also receive a $10 game money coupon during the early access of the game. The developers also noted the following regarding entries to the social media campaign. Posts on social media must be made public to be eligible for the event. Private posts will not be eligible because, again, they must be public. Using someone else's screenshot may result in disqualification. Players using an incorrect social media link will not be eligible for rewards. Players who enter with an incorrect account ID will not be eligible for rewards. If you participate in the event twice using both Steam and Epic Games accounts, only your first entry will be eligible to win. So, enter with whichever account you actually want to utilize, okay? That's the big thing to take away from this last little caveat here. Paragon was a free-to-play action MOBA developed by Epic. The open beta for the game started back in August 2016. However, because of the major success of Fortnite, Epic Games decided to shut down Paragon on April 2018 before its full release. The team that was working on the game at the time was transferred to the team working on Fortnite. Epic has since then released the assets used in Paragon for free, allowing game developers to use them. Games like Predecessor and Fault Elder Orb were amongst the games that used said assets. There was no news about Paragon for quite a while. That is until a teaser was uploaded 2 weeks ago on the Overprime YouTube channel. Overprime is much like Paragon, a third-person action MOBA. Korean game studio Netmarble has been working on this game for over a year now. However, it was only recently that they received permission from Epic to use the name Paragon. As such, starting 2 weeks ago, Overprime rebranded into Paragon the Overprime. After announcing the name change, they have since then released a trailer for the game's global final test, as well as a reworked trailer for one of the characters, Quang. More details about the global final test should arrive in the coming days. So there you go. Wick, what's up, brother? Cool. So that's some cool news, man, for anybody interested. Yeah. Nice. There you go. This will be the final stuff we have. Gamer was letting us know that there's apparently a lot of games on sale for a November sale for the PlayStation Store. Both of these articles are about that. We already hit on this Netflix, or Discord's adding a Netflix bot stuff, so you can do like Netflix watch parties in Discord. Pretty cool. We already hit on that though. Just keeping it up. I want to go back and take another look at it later. So November savings 2022 PlayStation Store sale games and DLC add-ons. Looks like the sale is going to last from October 26th all the way through November 16th. Dude, this is a lot of games. Holy crap. Nearly 2,000 PS5, PS4 games going cheap in new PS Store sale. Wednesday marks a big day for bargain hunters. The latest set of promotions puts almost 2,000 PS5, PS4 games on sale, along with a lot of DLC. These deals will be available until 18 November, this site says. Probably need to verify this on PlayStation Store because the other site said 16 November. This is saying 18 November. Let's highlight some of the best PS5, PS4 discounts. Tales of Arise has dropped to its lowest ever digital price of $24 US. Scarlet Nexus at $20 US. Lost Judgment at $27 US. Trails of Cold Steel 4 at $24 US. Dying Light 2, $36 US. And Anno What? Mutationum? For $15? I've never heard of that. $15 US. Apparently, they've just got an absolutely crazy amount of. I'll just go ahead and post this in here for you guys too. Boo! Hiss! You guys are funny. That's what I got. Check this out. Check this out. That's the news. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I am dressing up for you for Halloween. Confirmed. Confirmed. And I think that you're gonna want to stick around for the entire news segment, because there might be a little surprise in there too. All right, on Halloween. Okay, so on Monday, Halloween. What? That's why I wanted to take a deeper look at it. Yeah. Got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So I didn't dress up last year. I felt really bad about it. I just I got behind in time on other stuff, and I really wanted to dress up last Halloween. I didn't get it done. So I'm not going to give you any hints as to what it is. But what I will say is that I wanted to dress up for you guys for Halloween this year. I love Halloween, man. It's like my favorite. It's my favorite holiday. I love Halloween, and I love doing Scaretober. We always have a great time. This is our second Scaretober in the channel, and we always have a good time. And so I've come up with a bit of a costume. It's nothing crazy or nothing too elaborate, I don't think, but you guys should get a kick out of it. Okay, what I'll say again. There's going to be a little bit of an additional prize towards the end, a little bit of an additional thriller kind of thing at the end of the news segment before we hop into the gaming stuff on Halloween. So I'm not giving anything away. I'm not giving anything away. I'm not answering questions. But I just wanted to do something fun for you guys and for the channel and the community. You guys rock, and I appreciate you. And I just wanted you to know that I'm trying to get something done here for us to have some fun. And hopefully you guys get a kick out of it. We'll have a little bit of a laugh. But just know that even the initial what you see might not be everything that comes on Halloween. Okay. I would say make sure you're hanging out for a little bit of an extra surprise around the closing out of the news segment on Halloween. All right, I'll keep announcing it. But you guys rock. I appreciate you very much. Happy Friday, dude. We made it, guys. We made it. You made it. We're here. The weekend's upon us, right? And great news segment. Appreciate you guys. Tinwin, thanks for reminding us about the V Rising free weekend and the DLC, the limited time DLC in V Rising. So, guys, go get yourselves a checkout of V Rising. Game's supposed to be very neat. And we'll... Halloween's on Monday, brother. Halloween's on Monday, the 31st. Monday. Why not both? Yeah. So, the day after. Yeah. 31st. Yeah. So, you guys rock. I appreciate you. Big shout out to everybody that was part of this new segment and everybody that's always part of what we do here. We're going to move on to day 2 of Outlast. We'll probably finish up Outlast base game today and then move into Whistleblower DLC. Okay? But for anybody that is viewing this content on YouTube, you're enjoying what we're doing here, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with me and the rest of these amazing individuals that make this such a special, amazing place for all of us to hang out every day. When we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day, we start all of our streams off with video gaming news before we move our way into, whatever gaming content we have slated for the rest of the day, okay? Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for October 29th edition of Video Gaming News, and what will probably be continuation of Outlast DLC, and maybe even the start of Outlast 2. Okay?